An underground path that begins in a deserted house? I don't know. Seems a bit suspicious, don't you think?
Either nothing's there, or it's a death trap. So, are we going or not, Carol?
Why wouldn't we?
Okay, we're in the Millport Underground Path. Oh, we remember this place where we got Warlock. So we're gonna put these people on. But since I have Leress, instead of I usually put Rita here, but might as well get Leress because she's so much better. Right now she's a fist user. You generally don't get a fist user until a good while later. Also, as I said, Leress cannot be, she withdraws when she gets defeated. And since she's a fist user, she gets the nice ability skill cross counter, which is when she counterattacks, she also adds the strength of the person attacking her to the hit. So it does a lot of damage. That's also a reason why you should be wary of any fist users that you go across, because they will always have cross counter. I also equipped her with Battle so she gets extra hits, and Bullseye to be more accurate. Now these evil bats here, they fly, so they will not be affected by the elemental changes. But that's okay. They're also pretty weak to most regular damage anyway, so you don't have to really worry about that too much. Now there's generally two ways you should go about doing this. You should go slowly, and there will be a point where there will be more enemies showing up, so you definitely don't want to rush into the battle. Right now there'll be, usually you would want to stay here and wait for those two other evil bats to come down and fight them. But since I'm actually on the Game Plus and I have better equipment, I don't have to worry about that, and Syndicate can handle those guys. And it'll allow her to actually get some levels too. Now don't fear that Kira will be defeated. And the Ogre Frogs, they move slowly, but they hit really hard. But just one good shot. And that's all I need. And Leress comes in here. Of course, she is water elemental. That means she can't stand on lightning floors or she'll take damage. But with the equipment I gave her, she should be able to handle stuff as well. Even though she's level 1, she'll be able to take very little damage. And let's see. Yeah, we'll use this off. Oh, frog skin. Yes. Pretty much anything that's dropped by enemies, you probably really should just keep it because it may be used for a quest. Now here's a little thing right here. As you can see, the rocks have a high level. So you should, and of course the rocks don't hit back. You use that for maybe for low level characters, and you have them hit that. It's really useful for a little bit of grinding for levels. I'll have them stand by here because we're trying to check off the check-off point. And once you get past the rocks here, new enemies show up. This is why you should go slowly. And we'll have Andar take out this treasure chest because it's okay. These Kirill and Leress can handle that. And it's just leather armor. Generally, you would want to wear that after this battle. And Leress, let's see. You're behind here. Well, she didn't critical, but that's okay. I'd rather have them more accurate than more criticals. Oh yes, skills, as I said, they actually increase, the number of slots you get increases per 10 levels you get. And we'll see, hopefully we'll maybe get a counterattack. Alright. Just enough to kill it. And a level. Yeah, we'll definitely want to try to get Leress to get some levels going on. It shouldn't be too difficult. Also, generally during this battle, there'll be another talk command that pops up for Kirill and Dark and Seneca to have their triple attack. I'll most likely show that off when we get a chance to get it. As long as we keep Leress near Seneca, they should be able to. Those two should be able to handle all these enemies coming up behind us. And Shadow Weave has a chance to paralyze the enemy and keep them in place, but it has like a 50% chance of working. And right here, we're going to talk to Andark. And now we've learned the triple attack, Dying Wish. It doesn't affect allies, and it hits a square. I mean, it has its range of 3. I'm sorry, 2. And it has a radius of 2, and it does a lot of damage. I'll show it off exactly how it goes down. We won't be getting the other treasure chest because all it has is the wind force speed, and I really don't need that. And it's really not going to be useful to us. I probably should explain how to get S ranks. Okay, how to get S ranks is, well, how to get S rank. You have to be quick. You have to get a lot of experience, and that's pretty much the main things. Quick and have to get a lot of experience. So pretty much you get low level people to do a lot of damage quickly. Oh yeah, and having people get taken out or dying or withdrawing lowers the chance of getting stuff. So you have to also take very little damage. That's why generally you probably won't really get too many S ranks the first time through. Unless you decide to grind during areas before you go on to the game. And there's some good prizes to get when you get S ranks. Not all the time, but most of the time. And I'm not worried about Lucille because she's taking 1 point of damage from all these enemy attacks. Of course, the protection, now they are not taking any damage. Oh yes, another thing I like about this game personally is the fact that I can rotate the camera. I have nearly 360-degree movement with the camera. Really good. And the reason why I increased Andark's weapon level is because there's a lot of times I'm going to just use him to attack because he's actually a pretty decent melee attacker. So it's not as bad as like some pure mages. So at least be able to at least do something. We'll be finishing off these two. Since the whole point is to get to the end of here. We don't have to, even if we kill everybody off, we don't automatically win. And let's send to get that because she needs another level. Alright. And now we can finish this off. Yeah, don't want to put it on there. And get to the end. And we're done. It's really hard to get anything lower than a C in most battles. Actually, I've never gotten lower than a C.
Ah, visitors, I see. I thought it was rather noisy.
And you are?
I'm just investigating the lab here. The name's Pablo.
Hi, I'm Kirill. Nice to meet you.
So what can I do for you folks?
We were told we might find some information about rune cannons here.
Rune cannons. Ah, yes. Unfortunately, there's nothing left here now. But it is true that rune cannons were once made here. Created by a single mighty sorcerer.
A single sorcerer?
That's right. One day the sorcerer opened a gate to another world and summoned a gigantic tree-like being. The seeds of that giant tree were the ammunition for rune cannons. They say those seeds were naturally teeming with powerful magic. That must have inspired the idea for rune cannons.
You sure know a lot about this, Pablo.
Well, I was his only apprentice, but he kept to himself a lot.
Whoa, what happened to the tree?
The tree was destroyed. It had been sold to the Kuluk Empire, and then destroyed along with Fort El-Il in the Island Liberation War. Which means that no more ammunition can be produced. I don't suppose we'll ever see another sorcerer who could summon such a tree from that world again.
So this sorcerer you speak of is gone too?
Unfortunately, yes. As you can see, there's nothing left here. Once it became known that the rune cannons were disappearing, hordes of soldiers came and ransacked this place. Well, I suppose the most important documents had vanished by then anyway. So I'm sorry, I can't help you.
No, I'm glad we heard your story. Sorry for all the trouble.
Not at all.
Well, we should be heading back.
Hey, wait a second. Could this be a branch from that tree?
Well now, you found this branch, you say?
We met a guy down there. He told us about some kind of giant tree.
Ah, yes, Pablo. He sometimes looks after the place.
I found it after we talked to him. I thought maybe it was a branch from that tree he told us about.
Interesting. I think you may be right. This may turn out to be an extraordinary find.
Really? You think so?
Well, we can't do much with this twig alone, though.
I suppose not. I'm sorry. That was all I could find down there.
No, don't worry about it. After all, it was I who asked you for help. Still,
What?
ammunition was made from the giant tree, and the tree no longer exists. But I wouldn't be surprised if the means still exist to build other parts of a rune cannon, like the muzzle.
Really?
What do you think, everyone? Would you be willing to enter the underground path again?
But I just said there's nothing...
No. This time I'll go too. You'd be like my bodyguards. And of course, I'll make it well worth your while. Well, what do you think?
Sounds good to me. Guys?
I'm behind you every step of the way.
Count me in too.
Wonderful! Let me gather my associates first. I can't thank you enough. See you in a little while.